And we're back again. This time we're playing a game, the dating game. And how this works, just like the old 1970s TV show, where one person has to choose among three eligible people who they're going to go out on a date. Now, a little bit interesting in the way we're playing it is that each of the people who are trying to get a date have an unusual quirk or something just a little bit different about them. And what's interesting is Jeffrey, who is going to be choosing his date today, has to guess what that is. So first things first, we send Jeffrey into the soundproof room. Everybody say, bye, Jeffrey.
Bye,
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
And away he goes. Okay, Jeffrey is in the waiting room. Can I get an interesting or odd quirk about Mark that he doesn't already have?
Mark likes to pickle things.
He loves to pickle things. Pickling and preserves. Love it. Something for Sandi, please.
She collects figurines.
That is true. She obsessively can blow out your candles, Laura. Classy, right? Okay. Collects figurines. And something for Hélène.
Is trapped here from an alternate universe that is slightly better.
Okay.
Is that too much?
Just remember, you have to go soon, and somebody else gets to say what you are doing.
I'm sorry.
From better universe.
Trapped in another universe that's better than this one. I don't know how that's going to work. Okay, and if you're ready, I'm certainly not. Let's bring Jeffrey back into the room. Oh my God. And if you are not Jeffrey, Mark, Sandi, or Hélène, I'm going to ask you to mute yourselves. And hey, everybody, Jeffrey is back in the room. Welcome back, Jeffrey. How did you like our waiting room, Jeffrey?
Yes, it was very quiet.
Quiet, a goodly number of snacks, right? So we have three people all wanting to have a date with you: Mark, Sandi, or Hélène. And it's your job now to ask a question, a nice big open-ended question that they all can answer. And that's kind of how you're going to figure out who you want to date. So let's ask your first question.
If you were to start a cult, what would its theme be and why?
If you were to start a cult, what would its theme be and why? Let's start with you, Mark.
Well, hey, Jeffrey. It's really nice to meet you. Cult, huh? Well, that's not really, something that I'm into. But if I had to give it a go, I would say it would be a cult centered around putting things in jars for later, for your later enjoyment. And, maybe we could enjoy something from a jar together sometime.
Oh, how lovely. Okay, that's a nice invitation from Mark. Sandi, if you were going to start a cult, what would its theme be?
Jeffrey, I am so glad you asked that, because I am in the process of becoming a cult leader to miniature porcelain.
Cool. Oh, so you've already started this.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, I am. I have. From Fabergé to Yardrow to Dalton, everywhere in between.
Cool. A bunch of words I don't know.
Porcelain people twirling in period outfits.
Fabulous. Hélène, we want to ask you the same question. If you were going to start a cult, what would its theme be?
Well, first I want to say hello to Jeffrey. Hello, Jeffrey. You don't look bad for a human at all. Huh? I'm pleasantly surprised. Yes, I would probably have an emphasis on space travel, planet exploring, trying to find a better place out there. I think that would be really, I would, have people gather around that, who could help with that exploration.
Cool. The Raelians. That's actually a thing. Okay, Jeffrey, you've heard the answers to your first question. You got any favorites?
I'm leaning towards Sandy because the porcelain sounds very fascinating.
Oh, cool. Okay, Sandy, you're kind of in the lead here. All right, Jeffrey, what's your next question?
Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find the most disturbing and why?
Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing and why? Since you're in the lead, Sandy, why don't we start with you?
Tragically, the porcelain Marie Antoinette hit me the hardest. She's incomplete. She sets off the beautiful porcelain without a head.
Ooh,
and that
gruesome.
haunts me when I interact with my other little porcelainites.
Oh, that's kind of sad. Marie Antoinette, although it's fitting that she does not have a head. And all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing?
Well, unfortunately, I do feel already, alone and a mourner here. In some way, I've already lost all attachment to my real family. And that family was fantastic, unlike anything, I can experience in this world. So it's a difficult question to answer because I feel that I'm already in that situation. I
Oh,
can't
you're
about the other, really. Mm-hmm.
you are alone in this world. Okay, cool. Very well, sad, but cool. Mark, how about you? And all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing?
Well, something about me, Jeffrey, is that I live on a farm. And so it's like all the animals are family. So I really like the pigs. And I think that my little baby pig, little Petunia, would be the hardest, most difficult loss in my family, because later on we would have to eat her feet. It would just have to happen. We'd have to put her feet in some jars, and then they just taste so good.
Okay, well, we didn't actually ask about cannibalism, but thank you for that, Mark. So tell me, Jeffrey, you change your mind on your favorite?
I feel like Mark has the most sense of family.
He did kind of
live
say
family.
Them, but the live family. Okay. All right, one last question, Jeffrey. Let's do this.
What is your favorite organ to eat?
Okay. Your favorite organ to eat. And let's start with Hélène.
So, I think it's a good question. I like that question, Jeffrey. Since I've been here, I've been eating a lot of organs, from animals such as cows, pigs, stuff like that. But where I come from, we have many more. We have many more variety, and they have more organs as well. And so there's like an organ that does not exist here from animal that live on the plains, on the plains over there, and that is a delicious organ. It's an internal organ that has no use on for people who live here. So it's a little bit hard to explain, but it has a spongy texture, and we like to roast it.
Wow. Okay. So that went from cattle mutilations to unheard of organs in this location. All right. Cool. Sandy, how about you? Your favorite organ to eat, like organ meat. What is your favorite organ to eat?
I have this Rockwell with a pipe organ. And that is, it's music going down. Literally, figuratively, and the crunching of the porcelain along with the pipes of the organ. Oh, it's a delicacy, Jeffrey. I tell you, a delicacy.
Well, isn't that wholesome? You've got a completely different meaning on the word organ, and it feeds your soul. How lovely. Okay, Jeffrey, it's that time. You have to reject two and pick one. So let's get started with the bad news. Oh, wait. Wait, Mark, I am so sorry. I have done that. I am so sorry. So sorry. It is, in fact, your turn.
It's okay. It's okay. I forgive you as a host.
Sorry.
Jeffrey, like I said, I live and breathe on the farm, and we put all the extras into a vat and we make hot dogs. So I love eating hot dogs. It's like a little bit of all the organs. But then I like to spread a nice thick layer of pickle relish on my hot dogs. That's what I really like. That's what I really like.
I rather like those little hot dogs, the little ones. They put them in there. They're also in jars.
We got a lot of those too. We can sell.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, did I miss anybody else? I'm so sorry, Mark. I apologize for that. Jeffrey, let's get to rejecting and loving. Who do you want to reject first?
It's a really hard choice. I'm going to reject Sandy first because
why?
I'm not much of a fan of porcelain ballets.
Porcelain ballets? Porcelain...
porcelain figurine.
Yes, that's... Oh, I'm so sorry. Sandy, what do you got to say to Jeffrey, who's just broken your heart?
You just don't know what you're missing.
Oh.
Not only a veritable fortune, however, the camaraderie that you get if you would have chosen me is unmatched by anyone else here.
Oh, because she comes with a whole lot of friends. Okay, I'm so sorry, Sandy, but we're sending you home with a copy of the home game. Jeffrey, who's the next big loser?
I'm sorry to say this, but I'll have to reject Mark.
What?
Because living on a farm and being a butcher doesn't sound like my type of thing.
It is. It's very awful. It's awful to be a butcher, but fortunately, Mark is not a butcher. He's more of the next step along the process. Let's say you wanted to keep that fresh for years and years. You might put it in vinegar, and that would be
a meat preservative plant.
You could also put cucumbers in there, and after you put
a pickler.
That's so sad because it's such a wonderful job pickling. Mark, what have you got to say to Jeffrey?
Well, I just know that we would have had a great time sharing something pickled together.
I think that Mark would give you the pickle. He really would. He really would. I think that's true. But you have chosen for your date Ellen. Can you tell us why?
I really like hearing about exotic stories and other planets, and she is alien. Is very unique.
She is. She's a completely unique and different alien. Ellen, what have you got to say for yourself?
I am pretty happy. Okay, not as happy as I would be in my original universe,
sure, because
you cannot really compare. It is a better universe, but we're gonna make the best of both worlds together, literally, right?
Mm-hmm. You'll take me out of this world, right?
Yeah. And maybe, if the time-space continuums fractures at some point, I can bring you back to my original universe.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Now, Jeffrey, you have found love. Give a piece of advice for our people at home about love.
I hope all of you guys will find a world of your own.
Oh, that is beautiful. I actually expected something different, and it came out beautiful. Give him a round of applause. Great, well done. And we're going to be right back in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us.